So I'm Christophe Clement, working at the French Riviera Commerce and Industry Chamber. I will explain you why smart grids and smart solutions are so important for our companies and for our economic and also public ecosystem. So first of all, for our companies that the French Riviera Commerce and Industry Chamber represent around 70,000 companies, 12,000 in the industry sector, and these companies are today consuming about 50% of the total energy of our Côte d'Azur county. So if we want to reduce the consumption and if we want to use better energy, say smarter our energy, we have to imply our companies because they are a huge part of the consumption. There is also an important stake of competitiveness of our companies because some are working in the pharmaceutical, chemical, high-tech companies, and so they need stable electricity, especially. As we will see, we had some problem. Now it's solved, but we had some problem of stability of electricity, and today and tomorrow it will be also an important stake of the price of energy. Maybe you know, in France from 2015, so tomorrow, there will not be any more regulated tariffs of electricity for companies. It's finished. So it means that the price of electricity for our companies is free, and so it will evolve, maybe in variable prices or different systems that will allow smart solutions to be developed and to be simply competitive in terms of price. Let's use the electricity when it's more available and when it's greener, different indicators can be used. And the last thing is our core business as the Commerce and Industry Chamber, the economic development stake. The clean tech cluster of the Côte d'Azur is around 500 companies, more than around 4,000 employees, jobs, and a little less than 1 billion euros turnover. So it's a big stake with the security police that is based, the big part of the jobs are based on the clean tech with the eco district that is also focused, and there is a good potential of growth of this sector. So we'd like to foster this economic sector. So maybe we can say that part of our smart grids and smart solution thinking begin in 2008 when we had our first power cuts, and some can be called blackouts because some are involved more than 1 million people for many hours. A little bit, let's say, the situation of California in the year 2000, when the transmission and distribution power infrastructure were to be renewed, and there were many power cuts for other reasons, because we are non-mesh. We have a non-mesh transmission network, means that there is only one power line that feeds us from our nuclear plant in the Rhône Valley, from near Marseille. So we have 300 kilometers of one only two times 400 kV power line that brings us all our electricity. It means that if there is fire, for example, in this region, or if there is snow, or if there is thunderstorm, or this line can be cut, and as we are at the end, we don't have any more power. So this will be solved, and say in 2015, we will be partially secured by the north, but this in the year 2008 starts a huge thinking, and it's a basic thinking of the smart grid. It's not always convenient to be more distribution and transmission networks to be built and to finance big pipes to, let's say, feed our territories at the end of the line. It's also interesting to better consume and produce more energy at the end of the line. Also because we have low local power production, mainly hydro, and with our rivers we produce 10% of our electricity. 90% is imported by this time. So this starts the thinking, and to start and to say put the basis of our smart energy thinking in Côte d'Azur. Several French major actors signed a contract with 3 objectives. I will pass it quickly. 3 objectives are to reduce energy consumption, so energy efficiency, to produce locally. We don't have petrol or gas, so it's renewable energies in our territories, and to reduce peak load. This is typically smart solutions. Our commerce chamber used this objective to apply it to the companies. So we have the same objective to reduce consumption and peak load, and with 2 other objectives of economic development is to offer our companies competitiveness, the price and stability of energy, and to develop our cluster, our energy cluster. So we think, what can we do to develop our smart grid and smart solution cluster? First of all, we scan our territory and just say what happened in this Côte d'Azur. And we find several projects, about 10 smart grids applied projects. Big ones like Nice Grid Teams, Flex, Clement, Ecofis, Keynote, all on different aspects of smart energy consumption. Some are technical, some are more economical, some are more social aspects. So it's very various, and as a territory like Côte d'Azur, you have many solutions that are tested. For example, some of the projects that are in Côte d'Azur, Nice Grid and Reflex, I will present it you more in details. Clement is the first French smart grid project at the level of the town, and there is tested, this project is tested local production, storage, and consumption demand response. Ecofis, that was led by CSTD, is a challenge to implement and first implement solutions on offices, and to build more team building and let's say social behavior of energy by knowing the consumption, putting sensors in different areas, and making teams working with each other to reduce consumption on offices. Grid Team and Keynote is same project on the population of public population of houses. Hundreds of houses were monitored and are fed with incentives to better consume their energy, means to reduce their consumption, and to consume when the energy is more critical, for example, not to consume in peak loads. 2 examples of smart grid projects. So Grid, that is led by ERDF. You can visit the showroom within the ICT for Sustainable Places. Grid is focused on 3 main aspects. First one, so Roger Torrenti presented on the slide, there is sun every day in Côte d'Azur. So that there is a lot of sun, so there is in this grid massive integration of renewable, and particularly of photovoltaics. More than 30% of the energy will come from photovoltaic. So on the national grid, we say that more than 50% is dangerous for the grid. So 30% can really destabilize the grid and make blackouts or difficulties to drive our electricity grid. Here there is more than 30% integration of photovoltaic. There is storage at different levels, from the high tension transformer to the houses of the people, various levels of batteries, from the 1 megawatt batteries to the few kilowatt batteries, passing from intermediaries batteries, to stabilize all, and also to stabilize the system. There is a huge, massive use of demand response solution on houses, for example, on electric heating, electric boilers, on industry, depends on the process, depends on the industry. And so all these, the idea is to manage and to make, to balance the load of these districts, approximately 10 to 15 megawatt districts, in order to use maximum photovoltaic, and in case of peak load of the grid that is surrounding the district can be isolated like an electrical island, discharging the batteries and cutting the different uses that are not critical. So this project is part of a big European project that is named Grids for Europe, and it's one of the big European demonstrators. This one focused on solar solutions. For example, Reflex, that is another very applicated program that we have from Nice Côte d'Azur. It implies more tertiary sites, around 20 megawatts of power, electricity and heat power that is implied on these tertiary sites. 300,000 square meters heated and cooled and feeded in energy. Sites that can be hotels, tertiary office, schools and teaching office, the airport and museums and public buildings, and some industries like a pharmaceutical site, water treatment station, drinking water pumping station. So we have all these sites that are connected to an energy management system. The idea is to better locally, also smart solution, smart grid solution, to better locally manage the energy, make local balancing, to better consume locally our energy produced locally. That is the normalization smart grid mandate of the European Commission, implying ETSI, Senelec. So this is a very high-level action to put a framework on smart grid, and we are a bottom-up action to, let's say, show what are the return of experience of our project. The charter can be downloaded here. I will present it in 2 slides, and you can also take it. We have some copies here on the table. If you want, we have in French and in English. So, who are the actors involved in this charter? Distributors, electricity and gas are 2 French main electricity and gas distributors, ICT4SP and GRDF. Companies working on energy solution, energy operation, systems design and operation. Companies working on energy engineering and consulting. Energy producers and furnishers. Energy solution makers, équipementiers, as we say in French, and also ICT. This we don't have the difference between the solutions producer and engineering. We put all the ICT on one block. And then, very important, because these solutions that have been described in the charter have to fit a need, and the need is the one of our territorial partners, our Métropole Côte d'Azur and the Eco Valley for future development near the airport. That is, let's say, the city, and the institutional partners like our French Energy Agency or our regions or competitiveness cluster like Cap Energy, SCS. So we try to have, that is, it's built our role in the Industry and Commerce Chamber, as complete as possible picture of what people from energy, from the engineering to the operation, the energy production, people from AC, and also very important the territory that describe the needs for what do we need for smart energy, which level of local production, which level of command response, and so our charter has 4 key findings. To make a smart energy area, first of all, we really have to work on the definition of the local energy mix. Because each territory has its local data and have its local energies, so we have really to see if it's water, sea, wood, or other. This is really important because once we fix it, we cannot change after. If we have some energy production plants, then we are really dependent on it, and so we cannot make solutions as smart as we want because they are basis, the local energy mix. Then when it's fixed, let's say we have this amount of photovoltaic, this amount of solar thermal, this wood energy cogenerated or not, or once we have the whole mix and we are agree on the mix with the actor of the city and of the territory, it's very important to see what infrastructure can be shared in terms of energy networks, which energy networks, if it's electrical networks, thermal networks, heat or coal networks. So it's very important to define the shared infrastructure of distribution of energy and of distribution of data. Is the network shared with operators network? Is it an independent network? Does it go on the energy and on the electricity networks, on the copper, or will it use the air, for example? So very important to define the shared infrastructure also on the data transmission. Then, very crucial that today is not solved because we are just at the beginning of this adventure. Who will pilot the energy management system? Who will drive the whole system? Which actors on the deciding board? And are the data available to who? So these are reflections to be open with the city of Nice and the proposals here. And then on this charter we put macro specification for next buildings to open and let it smart grid ready without defining the solution precisely. We just, let's say, open the door, so this solution, these next buildings and public infrastructures and EV charge points, public or private EV charge points, and can be open to smart grid solution tomorrow. This is, for example, neighbor, eco-neighbor, where we are thinking of to implement smart grid solutions. It's approximately 2,000 houses, apartments, and the same surface in offices with 150,000 square meters of offices and public offices and tertiary buildings. And we are today just launched a study. How can we make this neighborhood smarter in terms of energy? What can we use on photovoltaic? This is a very important reflection to have from the beginning. For example, in Côte d'Azur, a lot of sun. If you cover on this neighborhood, there is from 3 to 8 floor buildings. Maybe the average is 5 floor buildings. If you cover all the roof of PV modules, all the available space, because there is space that is used for technical installation. So if you cover all the available space in PV panels, during the summer, you are quite independent on electricity. With new buildings that are really consuming low energy, with our new regulation and with considering also 20% of electric vehicles connected to the grid, so approximately 3,000 vehicles, so 20% of these 3,000 connected to the grid, covering the whole neighborhood of solar panels. During the summer, you are quite independent on electricity, and during the weekend, you are really, you produce 2 times more than you consume. So is it important today to think about smart solutions that can store or that can use all this electricity locally in order not to put pipes like this, say, to feed the energy during the day, during the night, excuse me, in the winter, and also pipes or electrical cables like this during the summer to export all the solar energy, so making, let's say, the distribution and transmission really bigger, more in dimension. So this is the neighbor where we are reflecting. We have some other example of projects on the Smart Riviera. For example, all these are, and more are in detail on the brochure that we have on the table, so Nice Côte d'Azur development. We are the first city on near-field communication today in which you can pay your rent with your phone. You can take the tram with your phone, for example, or visit the city and you put your phone on let's say, a church, and you have all the story of the church. This is near-field communication. We have today approximately 200 electric vehicles that are shared, and approximately 7 stations. If you walk by foot, you have many on the neighborhood. Blue vehicles, you can see, with electric plug, yellow plug, there is plug. We have maybe in this neighborhood approximately 50 vehicles that are on the streets, shared, to be used. And plan to be more, approximately 400 in short terms in 2015, and 4,000 in medium terms, 2020. It's also the first city in France to have installed an intelligent parking system. You can see from your smartphone where is the nearest parking space available, on parking, on the ground, and so it guides you with GPS. You say just go left and right, there is one place there, for example. And also this parking system gathers all of that data like traffic, air quality, weather data, offers Wi-Fi to people around. There is also a project on the interactive travel information at the Pôle Multimodal that is just behind the airport, that just started a few weeks ago. The construction had just started a few weeks ago. There will be an integrated platform to share and inform between interconnection between planes, train, tram, car sharing, parking, because you can park your car here, go in the city with the tram or others, or the bike. With bicycle, availability of bicycle, and all this in real time. You can have information, so you can better plan your travel. We are developing positive energy Iceland. That's the neighborhood that I showed you before. And all this with urban monitoring. So, for example, Victor Hugo, that is called our connected boulevard. You have an interactive, let's say, desk where you can ask the city for information, where you can have Wi-Fi and many information about traffic and weather. And this, let's say, it's the beginning of Victor Hugo, just a few hundred meters when you go. If you go to the center of the city, you will see this desk. It's just a first phase, and it is aiming to be developed all around the city if used by the people. Because it's very important also, and always to be linked to the need. It's important to develop new things. It's very important that we'd say the people, that the social acceptance of these new things is always the center of our preoccupation and of the development of these solutions. Have a nice day, Ines, and thank you for your attention.